So, welcome to the Speakers Practice and our Friday Forum. Hi, I'm Adrienne McLean, the founder of the Speakers Practice. The Friday Forum is for business professionals. We speak to professionals on all sorts of topics to help you with innovative ways and techniques of promoting your business and skills that you can use with connecting with people. Our focus is to discuss on methods to help you promote your business, especially by speaking, whether it is giving a presentation or the other numerous ways of promoting your business. This is a free 30-minute session. In the marketing system I follow and coach in, Book Yourself Solid, this webinar is an always have something free to offer event where you can meet amazing business people who can help you. Today, it's fabulous to have Paul McManus from San Diego with us. He's all the way from California. Hi there, Paul.
Hi, Adrienne. How are you doing?
Good, thank you.
I'm still trying to wrap my head around this whole time difference. I know for me it's 5 p.m. on Thursday, and I believe for you it's 10 a.m. on Friday. So
absolutely. I know it's a bit of a hard to understand thing, I have to say.
Right.
Now, I'll just give you a little introduction, Paul. Paul's a Book Yourself Solid coach. And I had the pleasure of meeting Paul at a Book Yourself Solid workshop at Philadelphia in March 2014. Paul's run a family business for many years and now helps other coaches to create their ideal lifestyle by helping them attract the inspiring clients that they are meant to serve. If you are ready to get booked solid in your coaching business, it's a lot easier than you may realize when you have a sales and marketing system in place that resonates with your core values and is easy to implement. Now, Paul, I'm keen to hear how you have connected Book Yourself Solid and LinkedIn. How are you approaching this?
Yeah, so thank you for having me, Adrienne. And I just wanted to pick up on a couple things that you said in the introduction. And the thing that I really love about Book Yourself Solid is that it really is a system that does resonate with my core values. That was always my problem in my previous life running my office products company, was that for 11 years, I was the CEO of an office products company. It was a small business, so I was also tasked with being sales manager. And I never liked the advice that the industry gave me. It was very push marketing. It was about cold calling, prospecting, things like that. And so when I discovered Book Yourself Solid, it really was a game changer for me because it really flipped everything on its head. And it's all about loving the work you do, attracting ideal clients, attracting ideal business partners, whether that's referral partners, whether that's marketing partners. But it's just really loving the work that you do so that you want to do more of it, so that you want to go and continue to get booked solid. And then another thing that I wanted to mention was with LinkedIn, I found that Book Yourself Solid, if you're new to online marketing, it's a very comprehensive, complete system.
Yes.
And it's not difficult to understand. It's, when you go through the material, it's pretty straightforward. Yeah. But if you're new to online marketing and you don't have a lot of infrastructure set up, for a solopreneur or for people like you and I are running our own business, I think it can be overwhelming sometimes. There's so much technology out there. There's so many different things that we need to learn, we need to pay for, we need to buy. Yeah. And so I started bootstrapping it, and I found that LinkedIn created the perfect environment where you can take rapid action in executing the Book Yourself Solid system without spending any money. Yeah. And so to me, it's been a terrific platform. And I say that, whereas only, right now it's June 2015. In February, early February, I think I was like most people where I had a LinkedIn account. I never used it. I didn't know how to use it. I didn't know how to use it to attract clients. I thought it was the boringest platform in the world. I liked Facebook. But since then, I believe I've figured it out. So I kind of position I kind of refer to myself not so much as an expert, but as a strategist. And so what I'm doing now is I'm helping people generally who already have a foundation and book yourself solid. You don't have to, but if you already kind of have a basic idea of the system, then I can really help people take quick action, execute some key strategies, and make rapid progress in developing their business.
Oh, it sounds fantastic. I like the approach you're talking about, because it's really much more about pull marketing than push marketing, isn't it? Yeah.
When I left my office products business it was about August 2014 through March 2015, so about 7 or 8 months. And in that time, I implemented the Book Yourself Solid system. I attracted over 50 clients that I helped as a health coach. And I can honestly say that I loved every bit of the work I did, because it was all about pull marketing. It was all about putting yourself out there in a genuine way, building relationships of trust with people that you genuinely like, admire, respect. And in that process, I would do my marketing activities, but it was all about bringing about awareness, attracting people to what I had to offer, and it was great. I mean, I loved it. Yeah. Since then, since April, just a couple months ago, I got booked solid in my health coaching business, and so I also, during that time span, I also became a certified Book Yourself Solid coach. And I saw an opportunity, because even though Book Yourself Solid, there's hundreds of coaches, certified coaches. The people that I wanted to serve specifically were other coaches. I wanted to help coaches get booked solid, because for me, that to me would have a bigger ripple effect. Because if I help coaches get more clients, attract more clients, they serve people in such a profound way. And so I figured that those are the people that I really wanted to help share my knowledge with, help with those techniques and strategies, book yourself solid to become successful in their business. And once again, I just found LinkedIn to be an absolutely wonderful platform for doing this.
Fantastic. Yeah. Can we have a look a bit into the slides now?
Yes, absolutely. Let's see. Let's get started. Okay, so the premise that I have here is, how many of us love going to networking events, right?
No, hate them.
Probably not a lot of people. Typically you go to a networking event and it's kind of, here's my card. It's not a lot of fun. And so with LinkedIn, while still in your pajamas, if you work from home and choose to, you can absolutely meet all of the people that you'll ever need to meet to get booked solid in your business. You never have to go to a networking event unless you want to. And so this is one of the key things about LinkedIn that I love. Yeah. Now, I believe that a lot of people, so there's 300 million people on LinkedIn. Yeah. And my guess is that most of them don't check it very often. Most of them, LinkedIn's a well-known platform, yeah, but I think a lot of people are more engaged in platforms like Facebook. They check it more often. LinkedIn has been primarily for people looking for a job. And when they have a job, they're not really engaged in LinkedIn. And when they don't have a job, then they suddenly get active and try to figure out how to use it successfully. Yeah. But for the most part, LinkedIn is a place where people dump their resumes. And so for the professional service provider like we are, for entrepreneurs, for coaches, people that are trying to attract their ideal clients, this is absolutely not the way to go about it. You don't want to just dump your resume there and hope that people are going to find you. They're not. So that's the next lesson. So just a little bit shift in mindset. Having your profile there, that's step one. And I'm going to share some tips on what I believe using the Book Yourself Solid approach to your profile will help you stand out in a powerful way. Yeah. The other thing that, so there's also service providers that do use LinkedIn, and there are experts in the field that share information about how to get more clients, generate more leads, et cetera, et cetera. Pretty much everything that I've come across from the industry, the LinkedIn education industry for service providers like us, it's very much a push approach. It's very much about getting on LinkedIn, trying to identify the people, the decision makers that you want to approach, sending them through the LinkedIn system, spammy type messages, and really playing it as a numbers game. And so, for example, if I do a search on it and I find, 100 people that I want to connect with, I'm just going to take the same template, I'm going to copy and paste, or I'm just going to blast it to everybody and hope one or two respond. That's not the Book Yourself Solid way. That's not the Book Yourself Solid way. And if you do spend any time on LinkedIn, you've probably gotten a few of these messages. You've probably got a few messages from what I call leg humpers. Now, we all, everybody loves dogs, right? I mean, come on. Everybody loves dogs.
We do love dogs.
Dale Carnegie wrote about how everybody loves dogs, but there is one thing that dogs do that is universally despised. Right? There's one thing that's universally despised, and that's when they try to hump your leg. And so I can't claim credit for calling it this. I actually heard this from Tim Ferriss. But the next not to do in engaging in LinkedIn is don't be a leg humper. So don't just dump your resume there, and don't be a leg humper. Yeah. All right. Now let's talk about what we do want to do. So the LinkedIn, the Book Yourself Solid way, once again, it's essentially taking the system, the Book Yourself Solid system, and now applying it to the LinkedIn environment. And so that starts by setting your foundation. That starts by being boldly self-expressed, not watering yourself down. There's three components to your personal brand. And this is where you want to start looking at your profile a little bit differently. So the first is your who and do what statement. For example, in my case, I help coaches get booked solid. That's my target market and the #1 big result that I provide. Yeah. The next is your why you do it statement. This is about what you stand for. This isn't just about the services you provide. This is about creating an emotional connection with your ideal client so that they not only know that you can help them, but they like you, they start trusting you, and they want to do business with you. Once again, this is about attracting your ideal clients. Yeah. So I'm going to share a couple examples very specifically. So this is my LinkedIn profile, and I'm going to, let's see, do the annotation here. So hopefully you can see this. So you should be able to see my mouse.
Yeah.
Can you see it moving there?
Yes, we can. Yep.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. So this is the headline. I think this is probably one of the most important things that you should think about when you're filling out your profile. This is where your who and do what statement go. Who is it that you help serve? What's the #1 big result that you provide? Now, if you have a background in Book Yourself Solid, hopefully you've worked through that. You understand who your target market is and what that #1 result is. So, for example, Adrian, Can you, what is your who and do what statement as an example?
So I help business professionals to get more clients.
There you go. Very specific, very, concise. And so when someone's on LinkedIn and they come across you, if you're relevant to them, they know exactly that you are dedicated to helping them. You're not just trying to help anyone that has a pulse in a checkbook, but you're dedicated to helping them. And they also see what that #1 result is that you can provide. And so this, to me, if you want to use LinkedIn the Book Yourself Solid way, this is where your who and do what statement goes. As opposed, most people might put, their professional category, author, speaker, trainer, etc. Most people, it's not relevant. I mean, it's trying to maybe build yourself up so that, you feel more important that, I'm an author as an example, but it doesn't attract your ideal clients. And so the mindset here is, what's the purpose? Why are you on LinkedIn? If you're a professional service provider, you're not there to dump your resume. You're not looking for a job. You're trying to attract your ideal clients and your ideal business partners to you. And so you want to be very clear on what you do. Yeah. The next thing is, let's see. Your picture.
Yes, yes.
Not having a picture on LinkedIn is like going to a networking event with a bag on your head.
Yes. Yes.
And, a professional photograph, you don't need to overthink it. All I did, this is my iPhone. I took, if you look at my picture, this is a picture I took of myself using my iPhone. I think it was even a selfie. And so, to me, it looks fine. I mean, I'm happy with it.
Photo.
Yeah, it looks great.
and so that's really the other thing about LinkedIn is that don't overthink about it. Don't overthink it. I'm a big believer in learning in action. The really cool thing about LinkedIn is because it's such a simple platform to master.
Yes.
You don't have to get it perfect the first time. The first month that I was really spending a lot of time here, I changed my profile picture any number of times. I was still figuring it out. But it took me 2 seconds to do it. I didn't have to pay someone. Yeah. I didn't have to hire someone. I was very interested in creating the right profile for myself. And so every day I would change it. I would change my headline. I would experiment with different things. And so that's the really cool thing about it. It's so simple to do. You're in complete control. You can do it in minutes.
Yes, yes. It's interesting where you put your who and do what statement. Yes, I've got to go and change mine now.
Well, and that's the thing. What I find interesting is that I'm connected to a number of people in the Book Yourself Solid community on LinkedIn. Yeah. I think what happens is that when someone comes on LinkedIn, they think that they have to adjust themselves to what everybody else is doing.
Yes.
Well, and you don't. Yeah. It's the same stuff that you learned in Book Yourself Solid. It's now just applying it to LinkedIn.
Yes.
And so this is where you start standing out.
Yes. Yeah.
The third component of your profile that I think is vitally important is your summary. Yeah. Let's face it, most of us have very short attention spans nowadays. We have information overload. Yeah. We have to be really interested if we're going to give our attention. I think, our attention is probably, our attention span is probably the most vital resource or the scarcest commodity there is. And so yes. To start with your profile, I would say don't worry about filling out all the awards and all the jobs. I mean, that stuff can come over time. That's really more for the person looking for a job, might want to fill it out. For the service provider like us, once again, the three things is that picture, the headline, and the summary. Because once someone comes across your profile, the first thing they see is your picture and your headline. Now, if you look relevant to them, they're going to click on you. They're going to check you out. They're going to check out your foundation. And this is where you want to not just try to sell them something, not just try to offer your services, if you will, but you want to begin to create an emotional connection with them. You want to be able to, and so in Book Yourself Solid language, jargon, we call this your why you do it statement. And so, you know, this summary as well, I've changed this probably 24 times. You know, I played with different things, and I think I just changed it again a week ago. And so, once again, the reason LinkedIn's so cool is that you can figure out your messaging as you go along. You don't have to get it perfect. But what I'd like to highlight here is a couple things. Is one, I start by trying to create an emotional connection with my ideal avatar of my client. I make it all about them. It's not about me. It's all about them. And I try to make that emotional connection very consciously. The second thing that I'm attempting to do here is, let's see, let me get my annotate tool, is right here. The second thing is that if I was successful in making that connection, the second thing I want to do is I want them to get on my email list, ideally. And so if they're interested, this actually leads to my website, which has an email opt-in. So that's my objective. Once again, as Stephen Covey said, begin with the end in mind. What are you trying to accomplish? So I try to keep the whole thing pretty concise. I don't believe people, you know, want too much information at this point. We're just starting to get to know each other. And if I've done my job successfully and the person is my ideal client, that is my ideal target market, my goal is that they're gonna click on this and they're gonna join my email list.
All right.
So next, in Book Yourself Solid, there are 6 core self-promotion strategies. There's networking, there's direct outreach, there's referrals. Nothing new here. These are things that we've probably heard about. There's speaking, writing, and web. And Adrian, I know that you specialize in you put more emphasis on the speaking side of the system, correct?
Yep, that's right. Yes. Yeah.
The thing that I love about LinkedIn, once again, is that while still not going to that networking event, while still in your pajamas at home or in your office, you can actually do all 6 of these strategies.
Yeah,
and the learning curve is really, really short. So let me give you some examples. To make it very concise, the outcome,
90 carries.
the outcome of the first 3 strategies, that's networking, that's direct outreach, and that's referrals. So networking in Book Yourself Solid parlance is actually connecting with people that you already know.
Yes.
Direct outreach is connecting with people that you don't know but would like to because they might be relevant to your business. And referrals, of course, is people in your network that will send you business.
Yes.
So in Book Yourself Solid, there's a concept known as the list of 90. And the outcome of those 3 strategies, your networking, your direct outreach, and your referral strategy, if you want to make it very outcome-based, is that you want to create a powerful list of 90. The idea here is that we don't need 500 people in our network to get booked solid. We don't need to run and try to meet 500 people or go to all these networking events to get booked solid.
Yeah.
All we need are the right 90 people in our network. The 90 people, and these could be ideal clients, these could be referral partners, these could be marketing allies, but think about for a second think about someone in your network who maybe is an ideal client or is a good client, maybe they're a referral partner. Now imagine having 90 of them. It would be hard not to get booked solid. If you had that one person, you multiplied it by 90 people, it would be hard not to get booked solid. And so, So once again, let's think of outcomes. And if you think about who your 90 Garys are, what are the characteristics of the people that you want to make those connections with? And the really cool thing about LinkedIn is that these can be people, if they're already in your network, you can connect with them here. This is a platform where you can connect with them. Facebook, if you use Facebook, you might be connected with them, but you're not necessarily discussing professional things. Probably you're sharing pictures of your dog, like I do.
Yeah.
But LinkedIn, people are there for professional connections. Just like when you go to a networking event, they talk about personal stuff, of course, but they also talk about business. They're more interested in that. That's the stated objective.
Yes.
So LinkedIn creates a beautiful opportunity to strengthen those connections with your 90 Garys, to find your 90 Garys. And so you could be starting out with 2 people, with 5 people, with 10 people. Make sure that these are ideal for you. You don't want to chase people that don't give you the time of day. You want people that you genuinely like and respect, that you want to invest time in building relationships of trust, and these people are relevant to your business. And when you put that in place, you're going to be booked solid.
Nice.
I just got an email today from one of the people on my list of 90, and they sent me an email saying, hey, there's a couple people I want to introduce you to, and they were listed there. They serve coaches. They're part of the Coaching Training Institute. They have a foundation to Book Yourself Solid, and I think you can probably do a webinar for them. Your marketing gets done for you. You just sit back and spend your time enjoying the people in your life, building relationships, and so much of the marketing gets done for you. It's really, really cool. It's also very actionable. So you think, okay, networking, I get that. What do I need to do? Direct outreach, referrals, what do I need to do? I've distilled down into 7 simple steps.
Yep.
7 steps that you can do in 10 plus minutes a day to build your 90 Garys. Now, one of my favorite mentors is Jim Rohn. And I just love the wisdom of Jim Rohn. And what he says is that success is simple. Success is simple, but what's easy to do is also easy not to do. And this is where taking daily consistent action becomes vitally important. Creating a habit around this becomes vitally important. We're all busy people. Sometimes we can't get to it, but if you set a minimal goal of taking 10 minutes a day, that's like taking a shower. It's like you don't go to work without taking a shower. You take your shower and you're late for work if you have to be, but if you say, getting booked solid is important to me, and I think money is pretty important to all of us, right? So getting booked solid is important to me. Now, am I willing to make that commitment for 10 minutes a day to work on my list of 90, to build my version of my 90 Garys? Hopefully the answer is yes. And these are 7 specific steps to do that, to facilitate that in a very actionable way.
Yeah.
Now, the other 3 Book Yourself Solid strategies, speaking, writing, and web. Once again, what I just love about LinkedIn is that you can be in your home office, in your pajamas if you choose to. You never have to go to a networking meeting unless you want to, and you can execute speaking, writing, and web strategies. Don't get overwhelmed. So, I would say first focus on the 3 mandatory ones. Get that process in place. But once you have that going, once that's inside your comfort zone, once you're taking action on that daily, then it's time to start scaling your impact. It's time to start making a bigger impact in the world. And so via LinkedIn, speaking. On the right-hand side, this is an example of a video that I did. So 3 months ago, I was not a blogger. Or say back in February, 3 or 4 months ago, I wasn't a blogger. I wasn't a video podcaster. But it was time for me to get started. And so, I started blogging on LinkedIn. And the platform there is called Pulse. And you can see that right there.
Yeah.
The reason I love blogging on LinkedIn as opposed to my own site is that you get so much more response.
Yeah.
You know, you can see just from the numbers right here, 169 people viewed it. And that's not just like in your newsfeed where they saw it go by. This is 169 people clicked on the article because presumably they were interested in it.
Yeah.
17 people gave me a thumbs up.
Yeah.
5 people commented. And because LinkedIn is a social platform, you start interacting with them. You start building, you start attracting your ideal potential clients. You start attracting your ideal list of 90ers. And so blogging on LinkedIn is phenomenal.
Yeah.
You could do it within 5 minutes. You know, if you have a LinkedIn account, you can go over, you can click, you know, 1 or 2 buttons, and really the other kind of secret, not secret, but the key to Pulse, which is the blogging platform, is that every time you blog, a notification gets sent out to all of your connections.
Yeah.
People don't hang out on LinkedIn in the newsfeed. So what that means is that you got a lot of people that use automated software like Hootsuite that you know, try to, instead of actually engaging in the platform, they try to automate it.
Yeah.
No one looks at it. And if they do comment, people ignore it because then they don't look back at it. So the best way to attract the right people is to take advantage of the blogging platform Pulse. You'll start interacting with your network. They'll start seeing what kind of person you are. They'll start getting exposed to your ideas.
Yeah.
And if they're ideal for you, they're going to come your way.
Yeah.
The speaking strategy is that, you know, it's so easy to do like a YouTube video and simply embed it.
Yeah.
Now, from the comfort of your home, you're a speaker.
Yeah.
You know, you can get your message out there in a big way. You don't have to go and speak to the local service clubs unless you want to. If you want to, then by all means, go ahead. Or if you want to be a professional speaker, go for it. But if you simply want to execute, if you want to take action, you can do all these things from LinkedIn. You can learn in action. You can get better and better and better at these things until possibly you outgrow it and you look for other opportunities. But there's never an excuse not to take action. The only excuse is that you're not. It's not about technology. It's not about money. It's about a decision to take action. And this is a graphic that I came across. This is from a book called Essentialism, The Disciplined Pursuit of Less. And to me, this is a graphical representation of the 80-20 rule. And to me, this has been so powerful because what this says is that if you try to do too many things at the same time, you're going to make very little progress in many different directions. In other words, you're not going to make progress because you're trying to do too many things at the same time. But if you focus your attention on the vital few as opposed to the trivial many, and you really execute those vitally few things that are important to your business, to your life, you can make rapid progress in such a short time. And so that's backing up again. That's why get your list of 90 in order. Focus on that. Execute that. As you make rapid progress, then start expanding. Then start looking, okay, what's my writing strategy? What's my speaking strategy? What's my web strategy? And then finally, for more information, you know, these are just some of my tips that I'm sharing right now. If you want any more information, that's my website, and you can get more information. So that's my presentation.
Oh, well, thank you, Paul.
Yeah, and you know, if there's any questions, we can definitely discuss.
Yeah. Well, I think that your list of 7 activities per day is a way of illustrating a pull marketing strategy. So you're giving information to you're giving information on LinkedIn. You're connecting with people and you're sharing compassion and you're sharing information that might be of interest to them. You're ringing them and just contacting and saying hello. So the things in on your list of 7 are really just connecting you and bringing awareness of what your business is about. giving referrals and testimonials and connecting people is all about community and helping people, and so it's a great way of showing a pull marketing as opposed to push marketing, where we're just trying to bring awareness to a product or service that we're offering.
Yeah, and it's really the difference in mindset is, are you going to do sales as a numbers game, or are you going to invest, or are you going to do it as a relationship business? If you do it as a relationship business, I don't know a better way to do it than this. If you want to approach it as a numbers game, then think of your door-to-door salesman. He has to knock on 100 doors, and hopefully one person will listen to his pitch. 99 will reject him. That's not the business I want to be in. If that was sales and marketing, I would much prefer not to be an entrepreneur. I'd much prefer to go get a safe, secure job and not have to be in sales and marketing. I love being an entrepreneur. I love being in sales and marketing because all of the activities is building relationships. It's not trying to hump other people's legs. It's about offering value. It's about discovering the people that are relevant to you, that could be relevant, and building genuine relationships of trust, of admiration, and it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, and that raises a very important principle of Book Yourself Solid, is that you can only offer a sales offer proportionate to the amount of trust that you've earned. So really, this whole concept of building trust and building the relationship with your potential clients is essential, and it's certainly a very strong principle of Book Yourself Solid.
Yeah, that can't be overstated, is that people buy in proportion to the amount of trust that you establish. I mean, think about the people in your life. If you had a choice between service provider A and service provider B, and let's say that they can both give you the same result, same price as an example, but one is your friend, one is someone that shows a genuine interest in you as a human being, who tries to add value to your life. Another one, typically tries to hump your leg. Which one are you going to choose? I mean, which one are you just going to flatly reject? And which one are you going to say, look, I mean, when you have those people in your life, you look forward to opportunities to work with them. I can't wait to have a need so I can take advantage of your service. It's because it's based off of, once again, people buy from who they trust and who they like. It's as simple as that.
I have a great example of this. We did a lot of renovating at one stage, and of course, the kitchen was part of it. But there was a local kitchen cabinet maker, and to start with, I tested him out by getting him to do a medicine cabinet with a lock, because I couldn't find what I wanted in the shops. I couldn't find one specifically with a lock. So I asked Mario if he would mind making me this cupboard. It's only, it's not very big, and it goes in the bathroom. And he made this beautiful, beautiful cupboard for my bathroom, and it's so solid that we put it in another bathroom when we renovated that bathroom. So it went from one to another. So then, of course, we asked Mario to quote on our kitchen. Of course, it was just another progression, and then he made us this beautiful kitchen. And other cabinets that we've made, we've always gone straight to Mario, because we know that he can do exactly what we want, and he'll do it with care and with love, and we've got this sort of connection. And so it was all established by that bathroom cabinet being of good quality and being exactly fitting the brief that we needed. And
what kind of, so he was able to give you the result that you were looking for. What was the relationship? Was he someone that you liked? I mean, was he helpful? Was he reliable?
Sure, he ran his own business. He has a family. He understood our needs, and he was personable. He was very friendly and down to earth. Certainly, he wasn't one of these elite businesses that seemed a bit detached from our renovation needs. He was right. Yeah. He really understood what we needed, and interestingly enough, he is booked solid, and if I want to get something made for him, he's always saying, well, Adrian, you're going to have to wait 6 to 8 weeks because I've got so much on. And so what he's doing is working. And
you have to teach him now how to get beyond book solid.
Sure, yes.
And Nikki, I'm going to put you on the spot for a second, but what was the takeaway that you had just from this presentation, if anything?
It's still, there's a lot of takeaways. Well, it's this phenomenal stuff here from both you and Adrian. So really great stuff. It still bewilders me because I've been sitting here thinking I was the one who was going to really kind of, start on Facebook, I guess,
Mm-hmm.
and then totally overlooked, LinkedIn.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I've never really partaken in the platform too much.
Yep.
And I can see the value in it and the benefit. I'm personally someone, I don't like networking events.
Right.
The ones that I've been to, have been, short of disastrous in the sense that, very much like you said, with the energy, right? Focus your time. It was great to know everyone, but honestly, everyone was there to kind of sell their business and kind of hump each other's legs. And I was like, okay, I'm not into this. There's got to be a better way of doing this. And I can see that this is the way. So I've started doing it already with the Daily 7. And there's already been some phenomenal stuff. So the number one thing is it amazes me just how much I overlook the possibility of LinkedIn. I was ready to go out and plan my calendars with physical networking events and just, just chalk it up, just go do it, like something will eventually happen, connect. And now this is, for me, just very focused. And I really like it. So this is really, really awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, from my point of view, the difference between Facebook and LinkedIn in terms of business is that I think LinkedIn is a much, much better platform for organic outreach, meaning that it's a platform where people, it's basically the best networking event in the world. You're not limited just to the people that show up at a local networking event, but you can actually very easily find your ideal partners and your ideal clients and business partners. I think that Facebook, now if you're into paid per click advertising where, let's say you get to a point where you want to build your email list, I do think that Facebook offers better options for paid advertising. But in terms of just organic interaction, organic, where you should be hanging out as an individual trying to make individual one-on-one relationships, I absolutely think LinkedIn is much more powerful.
Yes, I would have to totally agree. And it feels like it's in alignment with my, like you said, like with my values. I'm way more confident to reach out to someone and connect with them on LinkedIn than in Facebook. There's something awkward about reaching out to someone, like Facebook messaging them. I don't kind of know them yet. But LinkedIn feels good. You know, it's in line with the values, it's the right platform for that. There's no interruption of the person's life. You know, it's they're on there for business. So, you know, it's
Can I just add with this? We haven't mentioned about LinkedIn groups, but LinkedIn groups is a great way to reach out to people. You choose groups that are of interest in your area of expertise, or you might use groups for your local area business groups and that sort of thing. And that's a way of interacting with people. People post discussions and ask questions, and you can interact with people and help them with whatever the answer is, and show your expertise in that particular instant. And yeah, that's just another way of reaching out using LinkedIn. It's extremely powerful platform.
The cool thing about groups is that there's actually, so, you know, one of the questions I often get is, do I need to get premium?
Yeah.
And as a service provider, I would say no. You absolutely don't. I mean, unless you run across something that you can't do that you need to, you don't need premium. No. One of the hacks that I've discovered is that, you know, LinkedIn makes money on premium by selling what's called in-mails. And so, for example, if I want to reach out to someone that I don't know, basically spam them, if you will, you know, you have to have in-mail to do that.
Yeah.
There's a very easy way around this. If you're in the same group as somebody, and let's say they post a blog, or they share a blog, like you were suggesting, you can actually reply privately to them and have that one-on-one connection with them instead of paying for an in-mail. Most people abuse that. That goes back to the idea of our leg humpers. This is where, you know, if you get messages from people that you're not connected to, that say some sort of templated type message, you know, hey, we're in the same group and I know you're trying to do something, and, you know, you should check out my website. You know, that's how they're getting to you. So I think that, you know, this is a great way to avoid paying for LinkedIn, using it for free. But once again, what's the stated objective? It's to build your list of 90. It's to find your 90 Garys. And so groups are fantastic in that way, because you join the group, people post articles, you get a sense of who they are, what they stand for, and if they resonate with you, then you can reach out to them in a one-on-one connection. And what I'd highly suggest is that, you know, when you reach out to someone that you don't know, and this is part of the Book Yourself Solid direct outreach approach, as you know, is it's not about selling whatsoever. It's not about pumping legs. It's about building a genuine human connection with them. You know, maybe saying, hey, I just saw your article about XYZ. It was very inspiring. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
That's how you share compassion.
Yes. Yeah. Well, with the groups, you know, they can be international. It's across all. You know, it doesn't matter where you are. You're just having this interaction on a specific topic, and sometimes they go on. At the moment, I'm involved with one that somebody raised a question about. As trainers, how do you overcome nervousness when giving presentations? And this particular discussion has gone on for about 2,000, you know, to's and fro's, and like lots and lots of people have actually just participated in it, and it's you know, it's interesting to see. You know, you can get to know people through the discussion. Yeah.
That's a terrific way to use LinkedIn to identify people that you don't know yet, but that you want to get to know in a one-to-one way.
Yeah.
That's one of the best ways. That, and then writing on Pulse and attracting them to you, to what you're doing, to your platform.
Yeah, Pulse is just Pulse is great because it's LinkedIn promoting your blog. I've got a blog on my website, and it's I like to put things in it and forward it around to my audience. But the benefit of using LinkedIn is that it goes so much further.
It does it for you. Yeah,
it does it for you.
That's also one of the things I love about it is that, let's say you go to an event. Let's say you meet 10 people. They're all, potential clients. They're potential business partners. But maybe they're, you met them in a social way, but at maybe an industry thing. And, maybe you already have a rocking list of 90s. So, how do you continue the conversation?
Yeah. Yeah.
How do you continue it? So the simplest, easiest way to do it is to connect on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
Because then when you publish on Pulse, like myself, I publish twice a week. All of your connections, to the extent that they're checking LinkedIn, now become aware of your blog articles.
Yeah.
If they just met you, they're more likely to be interested in you, in what you have to say. And it's a beautiful way to self-promote in a very non-salesy, non-spammy, non-pushy way.
Right. Yeah.
Just a question on that, Paul. So does the people that you connected to, do they get a notification when you publish on Pulse? Like, is there something that comes in their inbox?
Yeah.
No. So typically the way that the platform works now is that when one of your connections publishes on Pulse, or when you publish on Pulse, all of your connections, all of your first-degree connections, if they check LinkedIn, just like in Facebook on the upper right-hand side, when someone tags you or something, it gives you a little notification. And so it's a little flag or something. And so you can go there, and we're people that are curious. And so it's like, okay, you got 5 flags. Okay, what's this going on here?
Yeah.
But just your reach becomes much greater. And so, like, I get, anywhere from 200 to 250 views, people that click on my articles just because, I've established that connection. And then they're much more likely to engage. And so if you want to attract people on LinkedIn to you, Pulse is absolutely the best way to do it.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, Adrian, I think we're probably well past our your traditional 30 minutes.
Paul, just before we go, one question that I ask everyone who's a presenter is, how do you promote your business by speaking?
Yeah, I love speaking. I've been in Toastmasters. I've done heroic public speaking with Michael Port. I've been involved in Dale Carnegie training. And so I enjoy opportunities to speak, just like this one here.
Yeah.
And so this right there,
Yeah, that's it.
My number one way to promote myself via speaking is to do a video podcast that I don't spend any money on, or I haven't yet. I'm going to start, branding it more going forward.
Yeah.
But I simply invite people that I'm interested in to do an interview on a subject matter that's relevant to my target market, kind of like this here.
Yeah.
I record it, I put it out there. This interview you see on the screen, that reached 200 people.
Wow.
So far. And it's living out there. So, maybe it'll be 300 in 6 months from now.
Yeah.
And the cool thing about that is that how many speaking engagements would you need to reach 200 people?
200 people.
If you went, as an example, to your local service clubs and gave speeches, one, they may or may not be interested in your topic, but 200 people took the time to click, to watch, to go through it.
Yeah.
And so to me, that's an incredibly valuable use of time. And so I love creating speaking opportunities like this.
Yeah. So you use video a lot
I use video a lot, and now I'm looking to do more of what we're doing now, which is webinars. I think webinars are kind of the next stage in my own personal evolution as an entrepreneur.
Yeah, fantastic. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Paul, for your time and expertise here. It's just fantastic. And it's exciting to look at LinkedIn and look at how we can take advantage of so much within the platform. You know, we've got to get in there and use it.
And that's the thing, is that a lot of people, it's outside their comfort zone just because they don't use it. It's not difficult to learn. Just start hitting some buttons, start playing around. You know, start taking some of the things that I shared here, start taking action, and you will become very proficient at it in a very short amount of time.
Fantastic. Thank you. And thank you, Nikki, for being with us and joining us today.
Well, thank you, guys. Thanks to you, Paul and Adrian. Like, it's phenomenal stuff. So thank you so much.
Okay.
All right. It was fun.
Okay. We'll see you. Thank you for being here, and we'll